What's up, guys? Matt Brown here, folks. Lions.com. It is Sunday Night Football. It is the Rams and the Lions. Getting you ready for all the action here on the Lions YouTube channel. Everything we do absolutely free. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Give us some comments. Give us some thumbs ups. Tell me you're fading me. Do whatever it is. But as long as you're engaging, as long as you're getting something out of this video, that's all that I really care about as we head down here. We'll see. It is all the way up to 4.5 in favor of the home Lions in this game. Started out about 3.5, all the way up to 4.5 now in favor of the Lions. If we look at the total, sitting about 52.5, one of the, if not the highest totals on the board today altogether. Now, if you guys listen to any of our off-season content, you know I'm extremely high on the Lions. I have Lions bet every which way but loose, right? I have the Lions to win the division, to win the conference, to Jared Goff to win MVP. I have Dan Campbell to win Coach of the Year. Basically covering all of my bases with a, top tier 95th percentile version of this Lions team. I like what they did in the offseason. I think if you consider that it is now year 2 of Jahmyr Gibbs, year 2 of Sam Laporta, you get a full offseason for the first time with Jameson Williams. Remember, he was hurt and then he was suspended. So a first full season with Jameson Williams, I think that the upside here for this offense is absolutely through the roof. Now, the problem last year was the defense, but they went and addressed some of those problems. And I do think that you're going to get a team that is much improved on the defensive side of the ball. Now, good, maybe not like us talking top 10 or anything like that. But when you have an offense like this, so long as you can play upper half, you're going to win a ton of games. Now, of course, if you're the Rams, you lose the best defensive player, maybe of all time, certainly that was playing in the game. In the offseason, that's never any good. You're dealing with Puka Nacua, who was a breakout star for you last year, who's been dealing with injuries all through training camp. And so there's some things I think you don't want to love about this Rams team. No, I think this Rams team is certainly going to be one of those that gives people some fits throughout the course of the year. Listen, again, this is fairly simple and straightforward for me. If I'm going to be as high as I am on the Lions, if I'm going to sit here and preach all offseason about this team and how good they are and how I think they're going to win the NFC, whatever, all the stuff like that, when it was at 3.5, how in the hell do I not play them, right? I mean, it was a bet that I made several weeks ago. It's why it's hard doing week 1 content in the NFL, because the Lions have been out for so incredibly long that what numbers in my account, a lot of times these numbers have moved. It's much easier for us to get the same number moving forward as we kind of do these handicaps for these different games. Now, let's talk about it at 4.5. What is the material difference between 3.5 and 4.5? Well, you start to look at some of these different ways that teams are playing, right? It's going for 2 a little bit more often, missed extra points, different things like that. So where we didn't really care about 4 all that much in the past, we kind of care about 4 a little bit more these days. I think, and this is just a guess, I think the closer we get to kickoff, people are going to look and take the 4 and the hook on the Rams. So I doubt it gets to 5 anyway. So where I'm kind of at with this is, if you want the Lions, I'd wait till closer to kickoff and see if the hook goes away and you can get the flat 4. I do believe that there's going to be some people come in and see the 4.5 on the Rams and then want to take that. I doubt it gets to 5. So holding out honestly just doesn't hurt you anyway, right? I mean, I don't think we're going to push all the way through the 4.5. So with that, hold out, see if you can get the flat 4. If not, you're going to you'll get maybe a tiny bit of juice or something on the 4.5 if for whatever reason the Lions money comes piling in. We've already moved a full point on this, so hard to imagine that we just have even that much more money coming in on the Lions there with that one. So looking for the Lions to come out, really show out here and kind of prove that they're one of the teams to be reckoned with over in the NFC. Now, the only other bet I have on this one's a prop bet. We'll just use FanDuel for our research purposes here. And I'm going to go with a receiving prop on the Rams side of things, but I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp. And the thing is if I believe that the Lions are going to handle in this game, and I believe that the total is correct up at 52 and a half, there's going to be points. There's going to be the ball getting moved in this game. Cooper Kupp was battling a ton of injuries all last year. And so with that, it was very tough for him to consistently produce because it was just kind of like he would be hurt and then he'd be okay and he'd be hurt and he'd be okay, be hurt. But you kind of go when you look at last year, and you might not have really realized it because it was just a situation where I think in our minds, because he just was so incredibly productive this 2 seasons prior. But if you see, like, there was a game with 118 yards, a game with 148 yards, a game with 115, a game with 111. But the thing that I really care about more than anything in this, and this is what leads me to the over on the 65.5, 66.5, 67.5-ish type of stuff that you're going to see for him. Look at the targets. 12, 9, 7, 10, 7, 8, 10, 8, 12. Even the 6 there, in that Giants game. But again, battling injuries, not being really himself all season long, still just demanding a ton of targets in this offense from Matthew Stafford. Now we have a whole offseason for Cooper Kupp to do nothing but nurse his body and get ready for this season. And we factor in that Puka Nacua, there's at least a non-zero chance that he is entering this season not completely healthy, which might even force an extra couple of targets towards Cooper Kupp as well. I don't know if we'll see a number as low as 66.5 again for Cooper Kupp this season if this kind of goes the way that I think it goes with him being healthy. Now, we have to make some assumptions, right, in week 1. We haven't been able to see anything with our own eyes. So my assumption is that we get a healthy Cooper Kupp and he continues to get that target share that we talked about, that we saw even all last season when he's going through all these injuries, massive amounts of targets. And then we clear the 66 number, and we probably see his number really more mirror Puka Nacua moving forward, kind of in that low 70s, mid 70s type stuff like that for his receiving target. So just 2 bets for me in this one. Playing the Lions, see if we can get that thing down to 4, hold out until closer to kickoff. Again, it's not going to get worse for you, so don't worry about it. I mean, 5 is no different than anything else. If for whatever reason it happens to get to 5, which I don't think it will. And then we're going to play the over on Cooper Kupp here in this one to go along with our massive investment that we already have in the Lions over the course of the entire season. Guys, up here, upper right-hand corner of the page at thelions.com is the Discord. That's absolutely free. Talking NFL and all the sports, actually, all year long in there. That's also absolutely free. You can go in and see everybody else's bets on this game as well over in the Discord channel and just get into some general NFL conversation if you want to over there. A bunch of great members and a bunch of people talking, just betting and giving some thoughts and everything like that. Maybe something you can take away with it as well. Again, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button here on the channel. And good luck on all your Sunday night football bets.